I ended up uninstalling Call of Duty finally, and this ended up happening to me. I've been streaming Call of Duty now for 2 years on this channel. We built up a really awesome community, and I literally almost played this thing for 2 years straight. Haven't really touched another game. Y'all have seen me buy other games, and I might stream it for an hour or so, but that's literally all I've played. Sunk a bunch of money into it as well. And so it was starting to get to the point where I really needed something else to play. Things have happened over the past month and a half or whatever it's been with Call of Duty and their controversy and all this crap, right? A lot of stuff that I don't even want to hear about. But that, in turn, made me uninstall the game. And something really kind of funny has happened. I started playing other games. You know, I've tried, I don't know, half a dozen or more games now since I stopped playing Call of Duty. I tried the X-Defiant when that came out. Battlefield 2042 is actually really good right now. And so I would have never been playing this if I was still playing Call of Duty. I've tried other games like Amnesia the Bunker, Demonologist. I even had Miss Headshot playing Outlast. I was still playing COD then. But regardless, man, I have gotten out of that cycle of only playing Call of Duty, streaming it 6, 7 nights a week, whatever it's been for 2 years, and now I'm actually starting to enjoy other games. Now, yeah, I've wasted some money. I'm going to make a separate video talking about some of the games that I think could be a real competitor to COD and some that I think kind of fall short. But I've actually tried these other games, and some of them I've enjoyed. Actually, X-Defiant seems to be a good step in the right direction, man. No SBMM, arcade-style shooter, feels very much like old-school COD, which is cool. Battlefield 2042, again, is one I'm so impressed with right now. I literally bought it at launch and haven't touched it since it came out. I did try 6 Days in Fallujah as well. I couldn't get it to run very good on my PC, surprisingly, but it's still kind of in early access, so I imagine that game will be pretty good once they get the bugs worked out, or maybe my settings just aren't great, because I've started playing PC games now where I've always played on my console. Now, I've worked some more of those PC games in there, and sometimes you gotta, turn VSync off and do this and that. So, yeah, I'm a boomer. I'm still learning some of those things. I tried playing Outlast Trials, which was actually a lot of fun. Insurgency Sandstorm, which, man, I expected a little bit more out of that game as far as like graphics and kind of the immersion of the game. It was a little lackluster to me. Yeah, it's a realistic style shooter, but just wasn't digging it. I almost tried PUBG as well. I say almost because a friend of mine downloaded it. He was like, dude, this is really bad. We just need to skip out on it. And I took his word for it. I played the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when they had their beta out. Point is, man, Call of Duty can be very addictive because it's fast-paced. You get that rush whenever you win a game. And, specifically for me, I'm a Warzone player. That rush is what kept me coming back. Now, of course, I wouldn't have played it nearly as much, I don't think, if it wasn't for me streaming, because there was a lot of nights where I wasn't having a great time, but because I was streaming, that kind of kept me engaged. But regardless, man, the addictive nature of COD is very real, dude. And so I found myself a lot of the times having less fun and trying to play ultra sweaty at the same time. And so it became less fun over time, even though I would have my good days, have my bad days, have my good days, maybe a couple of good days, have some bad days. So the point is, man, try other games, dude. If you're a Call of Duty player, I understand how addictive the game can really be. But if you get out there, you download some of the demos or do some research online to find some games that may be comparable but slightly different, it might help you, man. Because for a while here, I've talked about this on stream, I thought maybe I don't have the attention span to play single-player games anymore. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, because when I play a really good one, I'm thinking Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, those kinds of games, I can play for hours and hours and hours. Another one that I have totally just abandoned, God of War Ragnarok. I love the first God of War. I thought it was amazing. This one, I barely even touched it. Elden Ring, that's another one. I barely even touched it, and I love that game, you know? So there's a lot of games out there, man. If you find yourself stuck in this rut of playing Call of Duty, you don't have to uninstall it. I did that based on my personal beliefs, and I think, that's just what I wanted to do, right? But if that's what it takes, the whole point of us coming home, you got a full-time job, you got kids, maybe you got an hour or two, maybe a night to play your game. You want to have fun. So if you find yourself not having fun, if you find yourself kind of in this rut where you really don't even want to play it, try other games, man. You might actually start to enjoy gaming again. And there are some pretty good comparable games to Call of Duty. I'll make a separate video about that as well. Big thanks to you guys for watching. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.